3, 2, 1, standby. Welcome back to the Virtual Alumni Speaker Series. Today is Monday, the 25th of July, 2022, and my name is Alicia Thompson, Associate Vice President of Fund Development and Advisor for the Alumni Association. It has been 28 days since our last session, and tonight, as always, we have an exciting guest speaker lined up just for you. Because we missed you so much, we have a few giveaways. But in the meantime, please call your friends, share the link, and let them know that the July Alumni Speaker Series is about to begin. Now, for the first giveaway, and we do have some nice giveaways. There's an alumni mug, and there's a BTVI t-shirt. And there's a tumbler. So those are some of the prizes that you could potentially get. So I hope that you have nimble fingers. For the first giveaway, I will read a quote, then I will ask 3 questions. And the first person to correctly enter the answers into the chat, remember you gotta enter your answers into the chat, you will win a prize. Now you've got to answer all 3 of the questions. So here goes. I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to read a quote. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by a certain person, his guests, callers, and advisors on this particular show are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. So the first question is, I want you to name the person. I didn't call the name just now. I want you to, the second question is, I want you to name the show. And the third question is, I want you to tell us how all of this relates to tonight's speaker. Remember, you have to answer all 3. Oh man, I see the chatters. Okay, what's going on here in this chat now? Oh, I see Rodney Moncur, Freedom March. Hold on now, let me see. Okay, all right, Freedom March. And someone says she works there. Okay, someone say the host is the producer. Okay, hold on. And Titania is declaring herself the winner. You know what? I gotta leave this up to Miss Irina Key, my producer. She's going to determine who the winner is. So we have a second question for you. This evening, we will hear from our 7th alumni speaker for the year. I have a prize for the first person who can enter into the chat the names of 3 of our previous speakers. Now, some of you have been with us. Some of you have been with us all year. Some of you have been with us since last year. So this should be easy for you. I want the names of 3 of the previous speakers in this same year. I see someone say the woman them. Wow, you're really getting into this. Thank you so much. So remember, there were 7 speakers so far for this year. You have an opportunity to win a prize if you can correctly name at least 3 of the previous speakers. All right, and I can give you a hint. Remember, all of these sessions are uploaded to YouTube. Wink, wink. All right, and now for the third giveaway. We have several catchphrases here at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. I'm going to give you 3 of them. Well, I'll give you a portion of each. And you now need to enter into the chat and complete the phrases. Oh, I see some Kevin Evans, Elrina Mackey, and Justin Johnson. Interesting. Someone said Lanique Bryce. Oh, interesting. Again, my producer is going to determine who the winner is going to be. And we'll let you know by the time we end this evening. So the third giveaway, catchphrases. I want you to complete, and remember you have to complete all 3 of these. The first phrase is learn a trade. That's the first half of the trade of the phrase. Learn a trade. You got to finish that one. The second one is BTVI blank. And the third one is discover blank. So remember, 3 phrases. You got it. I don't want them piece. I need you to complete each phrase. The first was learn a trade, blank. The second was BTVI, blank. And the third was discover, blank. I see some interesting answers in there. Interesting answers. So if you are an alum, we also want you at this time to drop your name, your program, and the year that you graduated in the chat, because we want to see who is in the room. Now for the housekeeping. Our email address is alumni@btvi.edu.bs. That's alumni@btvi.edu.bs. And we welcome your comments and feedback on our sessions. Please tell us how we can make them better. Now for the housekeeping. Your mics have been muted, but the chat function has been enabled. So kindly place your comments and questions in the chat, and we will be sure to read them during our question and answer period. Another thing, please be mindful that if your cameras are on, we can see you, and we can also see everything that's going on in the back of you. So we strongly recommend that in order to avoid mishaps, please sit with your back against the wall. Now on to the business for this evening. I now invite Ms. Hilary Roberts to bring the welcome.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Hilary Roberts, and I am a 2006 alumna and the Vice President of Grand Bahama Chapter of BTVI Alumni Association. It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to this session. By attending, you encourage us as an institution, and you encourage us as an alumni, because we love to show our BTVI graduates what we can achieve. This speaker series provides an opportunity for us to showcase our alums and to share their exciting journeys. We welcome the board members, executives, faculty, staff, students, fellow alums, and BTVI friends who are here, and we question and answer period. Because we are virtual, you may sign on from anywhere, and we pause to extend a special welcome to those of you who are signing on from various locations across the globe. Whether you are in Grand Bahama like me, Andros like Sharona, New Providence like Adrian, or Abaco like Rakia, we are glad to have you. Now, please pause and drop your name and location in the chat for a chance to win a BTVI giveaway. First 5 win a prize. Now, I encourage you to share the link and invite a friend. This plane is about to take off, so buckle up and get ready for a ride. Another exciting and informative session. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm sure that by now, all of you should feel extremely welcome because I know that I do. Thank you very much. I see, oh man, I see Grand Bahama, I see Andros, I see New Providence. Oh man, we're all over the place and we're so happy, very happy to see so many of you joining us. Okay, now it gives me great pleasure to call on the next person. And I can tell you, we like to show off. Oh yes, we do. We like to show off. And if her face looks familiar, it's probably because you saw her in today's Nassau Guardian. So in today's Guardian, under the heading BTVI Andros Graduates, First Class. And then under the subcaption, First Andros Community Celebrates with BTVI, you will see a familiar face. And you're going to hear from her in a minute. So we are very, very proud of all of our alumni. So with the introduction of the speaker, we will now call on Ms. Sharona Woodside Barr.
Thank you so much for that introduction and good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mrs. Sharona Woodside Barr, a 2022 alumna of North Andros graduate of the Associate's Degree Program in Office Administration. As a proud BTVI alumni, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our speaker, Alexandria Pinder, a 24-year-old Bahamian. Her hobbies include composing music, acting, modeling, and seeking out new adventures while living life to its fullest. She's a promoter, an event marketer, an on-air personality at 103 The Beat radio station. She's the CEO of Ace Point Promotions, a promotional marketing tool, and Natural Roots Natural Hair Care. She's most famously known as Madam Producer of the Freedom Mad Show under the leadership of Mr. Rodney Moncur, AKA Senator, AKA Leader of the Women Dem. Alexandria is multi-talented and recently earned 2 titles in her modeling career. Although she spends a great deal of her time behind the camera, she is a beauty in front of the camera as well as bears the titles Top Model World Bahamas 2021 and Top Model World International 2021. She is focused, she is an entrepreneur at heart, and she's fearless. Alexandria hosted her first major pool tournament, the Bahamas Shootout, in 2021. She participated in the 100 Jams Saturday Cyphers hosted by DJ Reality, and she performed in Sandals and Breeze's talent shows during 2016, 17, 18, and 19, respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Superwoman 2022 alumna, Madam Producer, Alexandria Pinder herself.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you for having me here. Thank you for taking the time out to be here, actually. Thanks to the BTVI team, and thank you, Miss Alicia Thompson. I'm grateful. So I am so excited to actually share my journey with everyone right now, to let you know how I got here, where I started from, how I got the name ACE, ACE, and all that good stuff. So first things first, I am proud to be an alumna of the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institution known as BTVI. So once again, y'all can save your questions for after. I can try and make some time out to answer it, okay? So let's start all the way back into my mom's womb. I'm just joking. I'm joking. We're not gonna go that far back. Okay. So growing up, I had some challenges, moving from island to island, school to school, and what's not. In the earlier years, I grew up with my grandmother. So she instilled manners and respect in me. So I grew up as an old soul, and I tend to hear that a lot from the older folks when I go around them. And I am proud. I'm not embarrassed of it. I love it. So for that, I always had this passion of mine to be heard, to be seen, to be like noticed, in a way. I would always pray to God, I just wish I could talk and stuff, because growing up, I was always shy. Don't mind me now, but all this confidence, speaking in the public, on the radio, I was always shy. I was afraid to be known as a geek because I would always come first in class. The kids would be like, oh, you have to wear glasses. So at one point I stopped wearing it. At that point, I say, you know what, God, I don't know. I can't even read in front of class. I would always have anxiety, break down in sweat and what's not. So when people say I'm on the radio today talking as an on-air personality, child, please, I know. I don't know. I just remember me, the girl on the island who's to be taking care of the goat them, washing your clothes on the scrub board, scared to talk to the world. Ain't had no friends, the little shy girl in my corner. That was me. So I would always remember, like, on my way to school and what's not, you're listening to the radio. You had the on-air personalities from back then. And I was like, how these people is like talk on the radio? I sure they have a paper in front of them. I sure it's a scam. They lying us. Something going on, like how I can't even do it. And I was like, but I always wanted to be that. So I remember hearing a speech, I think from Steve Harvey. He was like, his teacher told him, how could you ever be on TV if you stutter? You can't even speak. How you expect to do all these things? And he said now up to this day, he sent a TV every Christmas because now look at him. So I would like to say, don't ever give up, okay? As a little child, you could always switch up your careers and what's not, but there's always some signs there that shows you, hey, you're on the right path. For example, I had this one teacher in primary school, right before high school, grade 6, Mr. Ishmael, shout out to him. He always had faith in me and what's not, and he would always teach me his little computer tricks and what's not, burning CDs, making music, and I know if that's illegal to say with the bootleg teeth, whatever. But yeah, I was editing photos from back then, making my own videos, trying to go into the world. We ain't had no phones and stuff, but I would always act like, hey, I'm out in the world today, nature, what's going to happen? So I was always a news reporter or something by heart. I always wanted to talk, couldn't talk. I was practicing, you understand? So other than that, my favorite subject in school was actually computer. So I was always tech savvy. My parents, the people at home would always be like, hey, could you do the computers for us? Like at a young age. If it's one thing I used to get beaten for, it was like staying up late to be on the laptop. I want to be on a laptop. I want to listen to music all day. I had to listen to music when I was doing my homework. I wasn't distracted. I'm not like, everyone learned in a different way. So when I got gifts, I would tell my mom, get me some headphones or iPod. I always wanted to like mix music or something dealing along the lines of audio production now that I know it today, because back then, I didn't know what these things was. I just thought it was me. Some people call it being tomboyish. Yeah, not really tomboyish, but I was kind of. But back then, that was just my passion. I would stay up late just listening to music or something in that field of entertainment. So for me, I remember this one time I called up one of my girlfriends, we was only 13, 14, go to what club? I call on the phone. I say, hey, I just download this virtual DJ app. We can listen to some music. I could talk over the music. So I was segueing from back then, we was vibing at home. That was us. So after that was my Cat Island days and what's not. I moved to Nassau. I think that's when I really developed my passion some more. I moved up there, I guess, at the age of 14, 15. And that's when I started volleyball. I had to switch it up now. So, sometimes in your journey, you tend to get lost. You tend to get distracted because you have to move. So you find something else, you get new friends and new circles. So all of that backtracks or whatever. but somehow I still found myself trying to speak in front of people. I still find myself trying to do something technical in the music or in media industry, audio, video. So it's like I didn't lose it, but I lost a sense of it, and I started playing volleyball. So I joined the team. I landed a spot on the youth national team for the Bahamas. So we traveled to Trinidad in 2013. So that was pretty awesome. But I must say, don't think I'm perfect. So I had my flaws. I had my little anger issues and whatnot, mood swings. Teenagers, we all have that. Child, don't talk to me. I ain't doing nothing wrong. So yeah, volleyball was that great factor in my life to calm me down. How everyone say you have a cooler? Volleyball was my cooler. Because listen, every time someone hit me in my head with a ball, I was angry. You understand? When I missed the ball, I was angry. So volleyball taught me, hey, in life, you could fail, but you got to keep going at it. You can't just give up, because if you give up and you lose track, you do all this hard work in vain. You get hit in your head in vain. Now that's really. And speaking of volleyball, the name Ace, where did I get ACE from? It's a girl holding it down for the alumni speech. So for that, Ace is like in the game of volleyball, when you serve a ball that is so powerful, people can't really handle it. And I used to, do a lot of that in my terms. That's when the enemy can't handle the pressure. You understand? So that's how I speak. I twist things up in my own way to motivate myself. And I think everyone, we need a little motivational speech, but sometimes you could auto paraphrase it, make it into your own speech for you to understand and be motivated by. So from that, volleyball was my way to express myself. Since I couldn't, I just tell you all, I was having nervous breakdowns. Who I was to talk to? Me and my family, who could make jokes of me. You know how Bahamians grew up, right? Yeah. So now let's go. Time to move on. After volleyball, I say, you know what? I fit. I always wanted to model. My mommy told me, yeah, you do that when you turn 18, and now I'm 18. Okay, time to party, move on. First competition, Miss Universe 2016. That did not win. No. You don't always be a winner the first time. But I did win a title called Miss Congeniality, which was pretty awesome. The most friendliest person, outstanding, who get along with everyone. Yeah. So I guess that was me breaking the ice, growing up, maturing in life now. First, I start off with no friends, trying to talk to people. Okay, I guess I could be nice to the pageant girls. I think that's what you do in pageantry. So, but I was always nice at heart, so it came off natural for me. So with that, after that, it gave me confidence to enter the top model worldwide. With that, I actually won the competition. I earned a title here in the Bahamas. I went to London September 2021, came back overall winner, and I won the best costume. I think they had it up on the picture. Yeah, the best style costume. So, I was representing the Bahamas queen, straw, you know what I mean? I have it on. I feel like I had it on just now. But other than that, sometimes you got to celebrate your moments, Sometimes persons will look at your victory as a small victory. Listen, let me share something. Everything is always peaches and cream, so let me share the bad side. I had someone try to steal my shine today. I had a big speech, little anxiety for good anxiety. And someone like, girl, I had someone say a bad comment about you. Oh, she thinks she this and that with a little associate's degree. Why is she trying to show off? I have a master's. So I was like, I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, fuel me up. Time to, in case they watching me tonight, I got to bring the heat. It's your girl, ACE. Big up. Okay. So I was like, okay, I didn't know people hate me that much. But see, in life, once again, you will have that. So what if I didn't take that comment, start to cry? I'd be like, okay, Miss Thompson, I think I feel sick. Can we postpone? How we get a little crafty. Yeah, man. So I just want to let y'all know, don't ever give up. Drum roll. Let's talk about BTVI. Fun fact, before I entered the world of BTVI, I was at COB, now known as UB. I went there because I had a scholarship in volleyball, but due to me, I couldn't afford the other half, so I had to work full time. I was like, not a sick man, another setback. I thought life was easy after high school. But then I heard persons talking about this institution called BTVI, and I was like, what is that? Like, is it easy? What was it different from COB or what's not? They say, yeah, man. I mean, if you want to go work and you want to do school and still get a great degree with great qualifications, BTVI was the place to be. So I said, okay, this was like 2018. I said, let me give it a try. You want, hey, parents say, hey, you didn't go to school. Why you stop going to college, this and that? So I took it upon myself to say, let me do media technology. Well, actually, that was my first time seeing a media technology program over here. And I was like, hold on, I need to grab this because that's something I actually wanted to do, but I didn't know if they offered it or anyone. I think UB calls it journalism, but the word media technology caught my eyes and my heart. So I started with audio production, the intro and what's not, Mr. Clark, Miss Coakley, like all my teachers and my lecturers, they were awesome. And it was like hands-on. And I feel like, I mean, my course wasn't short now, but I miss it. I feel like maybe, hey, I think I missed one class. Hey, one more class to go? No? Okay, that's okay. I didn't graduate. I'm happy. But listen, they were great. The lecturers here, it feels like you're at when you're in high school, like a private school, the private school version of a college type thingy. Because at UB compared to it, it's like a lot of kids. But when I found myself here, I said, okay, I could do this. I could work full time, hurry up, rush my way to work, do this, bap. They're understanding, I didn't miss any classes. So that was a great pointer. And on top of that, like the lessons taught me a lot because I landed a job at 103 to Beat as an on-air personality, as you know. I am madam producer of the Rodney Moncur Show. So that was phenomenal. And let me give you all a little background on that. I didn't just hop up in the studio and say, hey, everyone, let me talk on the radio. No, it wasn't that easy. Thanks to BTVI for saying, hey, y'all got to do some internship now. You can't just be here and not put your skills to test. Okay, cool. I went hunting. Who shall I pick? Oh, 103 to Beat. They offer a program. Let me see if they would be willing to work with a BTVI student. I used that, show them some of my skills because, I had some samples from audio production. And they was like, hey, you could do voiceovers, hey. You could do a little mixing. Okay, we could try use you. Funny part is I didn't actually go there for audio. I went there for video internship. There's like, yeah, we see you got skills in audio. Throw me in audio. I say, okay, that's okay. I am happy to be here. That was my first setup. Dun. I was gonna make my way up the ladder, and which I did, So with that, I started off like, let me call myself the water girl. The girl who do all the paperwork. I call it water girl or water boy, Hey, get this, get that. Okay. Started off doing the paperwork, helping them, making sure the live is on, doing little things here and there. But me, I can't be idle. Like from a child, my mom know that, like, hey, I don't want to just be the girl in the background. I got to make my way to the top. So I was like, hey, okay, what I can do, what I can learn. Y'all need someone to do this. Y'all need someone to do that. So in the world of media or whatever, I think they call it the person who's do everything. We could let her do all of this. I didn't care at that time because my goal was to learn everything because this was an opportunity that not much people get. So I learned what the producer did when he did the Rodney Moncur Show. I said, cool. One day they might need someone. Who knows? And one day they did. They did. Yep. And I was like, hey, I don't know much. I watch him, but if things get out of hand, well, no one here I could call his number. So I got it. The first day I did a great job. So a couple of weeks went by when I was filling for some spots. And Mr. Rodney Moncur was like, hey, the young lady was working with me. I liked the way she worked. We were very well together. So he bragged about me. I end up being / main producer now because only me basically work most of the days. And then at night, I started talking on the radio because they wanted to give me a little trial and error, test out the sound to see if what I'm learning at school actually made sense on the job too. And to test my skills as an intern, so it all worked out for me. Now I have my own show. I talk about the celebrity news, the hot topic, the hot tea, and what's not. But it wasn't easy. Thanks to Joe Cools, if he's listening, for throwing me in the water and tell me, hey, I already teach you how to swim, so you better try swim in the deep. So I appreciate that. And thanks to my classes and my course media technology program at BTVI for allowing me to backtrack in my head at some points when I would panic and be like, hey, you know, you learn these things in class now. You might not be a professional with a degree yet, but you can't slap up. You cannot slap up. So anyway, with that, I was happy, proud, and I couldn't wait to tell my teachers, hey, y'all know how long it's away. Look what y'all made, you know? So I know they're proud of me. They always remind me of that. And I just want to say, don't give up once again, because I had a car accident on my journey. Yeah, top model, trying to ride moped. I was on a moped for my pre-birthday celebration before I traveled, but I ended up getting an accident. I spent my birthday in the hospital. I spent half the ending part of my school semester in the hospital as well. And I say, Ms. Coakley, let me send in my work. She said, no, the pain. And I'm like, no, I need to get my grades. I'm not like, I'm in pain, but I'm here laying down all day in the bed waiting for the doctor. Let me, put my brain to the test. So I was happy to be alive and was not. I didn't give up, almost gave up, but no, I had to shine, gotta shine. You gotta fight and keep going. So that's my story. I think I had something else to say in regards to BTVI. I would say thank you for switching over to online classes, actually, because for me, I started my program from 2018. I should have been finished. I could have been finished quicker than that, but I was working. Like I say, COVID came along, we all had that pandemic. And I was like, man, I just trying to finish my course, like I'm really just trying to finish it. So when they say, hey, we're going to be online, I was like, it's not even possible, like with media. But it was possible because it's like once you have the equipment, the lecturers teach you and they know what they're talking about. The lessons was easy. BTVI found a way to actually facilitate us with the online websites and what's not. So I was proud of that happened in the pandemic. I said, okay, we on the move. So when they say y'all actually graduating, hey, we got a building. Yeah, happy wasn't on Zoom. We gotta be shining, But other than that, that's my journey. Is that 30, 40 minutes?
Okay, so all right. So guess what? Questions. Do we have any? Listen, and I know we have a very proud Miss Alexia Coakley in there putting all them kudos out to you. Oh yeah, we're very proud. Very proud. Questions. Come on, put your questions in the chat. Listen, I got a question for you. Give us a peek into a day in your life at Freedom March. Now, for those who are on early enough, you heard me say 3, 2, 1, stand by, because I witnessed her saying, I was so excited. I was sitting outside. Woo.
Okay. So I walk into work, I set up everything, blah, blah, blah. Wait for Mr. Rodney to come, and all I wait for is he knock on the window. Hey, I hear, cool. Hey, Mr. Rodney, cool. I gotta put in his information to let him know what he needs to be done for the day. With that being said, I set him up, microphone check 1, 2. Mr. Rodney, sit down, we going live. 1, 2, 3. Stand by. Okay, I practicing, So set him up. Hi, this is Rodney Moncur. I am live presenting from the ILTV studios. Then he begins his speech. So for that, with Mr. Rodney, I would also have to be patient with him. And I don't mind working with him. Persons ask me, how do you survive? And I'm like, hey, what you see is what you get, eh? So once you know a person's personality and what's not, I don't mind. I like him. He's like, he tells a story funny. He's be serious sometimes, y'all. Well, most of the times, but I guess we all like that, right? We like the truth behind it all. So a day with him is pretty fantastic. I just gotta make sure I start the show on time, start the Facebook Live, make sure everything is set for you to see on the screen, make sure the audio levels are good, because hey, he helped those fans. If something is going wrong, Rodney on the show live, Rodney, hey, no, producer. So that's him, and I like the feedback too from the fans. So that's pretty cool. And with Mr. Rodney, he gets everything done pretty well. I've never seen him panic under pressure, and even if so, you'll never know. But yeah, I got everything under control now.
I have a question. Who is a mentor for you in the media world?
Well, on the job, you would say?
Well,
Well,
not only on the job, but in the media world, period. So you can, either way, you can answer on the job, and then if there's anyone in the broader media.
okay, well, in the broader media, I would say motivational speakers in that media sense, speaking to the public. TD Jakes and Steve Harvey, I listen to them a lot when it comes to that. When it comes to on-air personalities, I do like the way my team work at 103 to Beat. I would say they inspire me because even when I'm off the job, I listen to them and I try to I learn from them still as I go. So they inspired me. And as I was growing up as a little girl on the way, I would say Joe Cools was someone I listened to. So it was like pretty cool to actually work with someone I listened to. And I was like, wow, this is pretty, I never thought I'd be in the room with them. So that's me.
You know, I heard someone once say, find something that you like to do and then you'll never work another day in your life. And I just wanted to comment that when we were at the studio, I remember looking at PR who was there, Delmar. And I was like, is this a real job? They just look so happy. You know, you do look like a very cohesive team. There's another question here from your former teacher, Ms. Coakley. She asks,
Ms. Coakley,
what advice would you give to anyone considering the media technology program at BTVI?
well, with the program, I would say sign up, be patient. Now, the only way you fail is on you because, well, I would say it's straightforward for me, not because I love it, but the way the lecturers teach, they make it seem straightforward, like, wow, really? Okay, this is what I get. Okay, I like it. So with that, I would say, do it. Once again, you're not gonna waste your time. Look at me. Look where I landed up. They do push you. And if you fail a class, do it again. It's for your own understanding. Because when it comes to this world, like in life, everything is a level you must unlock the door. You understand? Because you can't just say, hey, okay, I failed the test. Yeah, that's cool. I gotta take this again. Maybe you should take it again. Because if you fail a test and another test comes, you fail in that test again. So it's a continuation of failing. But if you fail, at least try fail forward, get one level completed. Keep going.
Very good. I see another question. How did you make it this far in your journey? What kept you going?
Oh, that's a funny question. What did keep me going? I almost lose my mind. Hey, I know other people out there almost lose their mind, right? But listen, what keeps you going? You gotta pray. God, put God first, honestly. Because I wouldn't be here today without him, with my accident. I gotta praise him for that. I wasn't even supposed to be walking right now, Yeah, they gave me a year. I said, no, I get for 3 months, and he gave me 27 days. I said, okay, cool. We could go with that. So with that, don't give up. Keep praying. Just find a peace of mind. It's cliche. Keep your circle small and close and all that. You should. Find where you fit in life and stick with it and grow through it. You know what I mean? Pressure burst pipes, or it can make diamonds, whatever they say. But I think the number one thing is finding yourself. You're gonna fail. You should fail sometimes to see what you like or what you don't like. You can't just think everything's a merry-go-round. So for me, keep going. I read books. For me, I love to read self-motivational books to put me in my place, to tell me, hey, maybe you're the problem. Some of us are the problem. And we need to hear that or read it if you don't want to hear it. So with that, and find a place where you can go to find a peace of mind. Meaning, for me, I like to go in the park. I have my special park. I'm not gonna say But yeah, go in the corner, go on the beach, go wherever you want to go, just to find your space. Now I keep mentioning self-love and self-time because that is very important. Trust me, if you don't have that, anyone can come there and break down your walls you're trying to fill up.
I have another question, and you spoke a little to it when you were giving your presentation, but I just wanted to go back to find out your affinity toward media. And I want you to tell us a little more about your upbringing on the island. Let me tell you why I'm asking. I know that you spent some time on Cat Island. I'm a descendant of Cat Island. My grandmother, God bless her soul, Florence Stubbs, Orange Creek, Cat Island. My grandmother, as far as I know, never owned a watch. And even if she owned a watch, she couldn't tell the time based on the device that we have. But she could tell the time by
From the
looking
sun,
up
right?
from
Yeah.
the sun, and she knew when the news was coming on.
Yep. I
So
don't know how they tingly feeling, I guess, you know.
So for the summers that we spent on the island, we knew that when news was coming on, that was a big deal. And so tell me then, what does it mean now for these people on Abaco and Cat Island and the other islands that you grew up now to hear you on the radio and thing? Tell us about that.
Child, that's a big question. Okay, for that, I get this overwhelming feeling. I mean, see, look, I can't even say I get nervous now because going back to the island was when I couldn't really speak. So it's like for them to hear me on the radio now, I know some persons are like, wow, that can't be all. I remember the little girl who used to be in the corner, da, da, da. Like the most persons used to see me on TV was like when I used to do the spelling bees or the science bowl competition. So I was always a little familiar on the TV to some persons seeing me. But to hear me on the radio, I have people still up to this day. Oh my gosh, I think I hear you, girl. That's you on the radio. So I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's me. I still get a little shy. That's me. Hey, I talk behind the camera, and so y'all hear me, y'all hear me. But in person, I know, cool. But for them to hear me, that's a big thing because we only have basic cable. You only had like a couple channels. You couldn't see much. You couldn't see much people. You couldn't hear much. So much stations were really offered back then on the island. So we weren't caveman them, but we only had a few options unless you had the big satellite A. Yeah, the big satellite dish with yeah, you understand. And then the signal sometimes from the radio. And then on the island we only had Bahamian music, rake and scrape, and all that good stuff, dancing on the school bus. But yeah.
I have another question. What would you change, if anything, on your journey?
On my journey, I don't think I would want to change much because I feel like the journey makes you. Without the journey, I wouldn't have this story to tell or like some motivational parts to let you know. I wouldn't be able to share experiences or give you another outlook because sometimes we're just narrow-minded because of what we see. Like if you don't travel much, you wouldn't really know what's out there. So that's my response.
I keep hearing you talk about how shy you were. How did you transition from being behind the camera to being in front of the camera? And you do it so well. I mean, you're so stately, you're beautiful. How did you transition?
Well, first and foremost, it didn't begin with the modeling. I would say it happened during a job. Working at Sandals, you had to talk on the microphone to do the games, the hosting of the events. So I was first on interaction with the guests. So with that, you couldn't be nervous. Yeah, I had to keep my job because, like I said, I stopped college at that time to get a job to survive. You know what I mean? College students would know. Shout out to us. With that, I would break down every time. I would run away and say I have to use the bathroom and ask my coworker, hey, you can and introduce the thing. Hey, I'd freak out, until I think my boss catch on and she was like, girl, you gonna have to do something. And I was like, okay, let me do something. So I got familiar with the mic from then. And as I got familiar, she's like, hey, it's talent show time now. What you could do, it's me. What can I do? What can I do? What the things I could do, I only do at home in my room. Like, man, what they try? It's me, God. What you trying to do to me, please, man? Breaking down, like. So I had to perform. I started off with spoken word at the hotel. I say, man, spoken word too slow for me, a little hype. So I started doing a little music on the beat, so a little faster to it. So that's when I had some guests. They were like, we love your voice. We're nice radio voice. Then it all started making sense. I started rapping during the ciphers for reality during the Saturday takeover and all of that. For that was pretty good. After that, I say, hey, let me go join media classes at audio. I had to do voiceovers. So I say, okay, everything's teaching me how to talk now. Y'all training me along the way. Thank you. Thank you. I thought it was going to be harder than this because I didn't know how I was going to jump from being a scary little girl into the real world. So.
Okay, I could get a little petty now because like I said, I get a little petty when I get ready. And so you said that you were in another place, and we're not going to call any other names. You were in another place before you came to the BTVI, right? And so what was different? When I say what was different, I'm talking about as it relates to the experiential learning that we provide here at BTVI. What was different? And had you remained at that other place, do you feel that a lot of the experience and a lot of the training that you left BTVI with, that you would have gotten it now?
I would say I don't have any regrets. I'm happy I chose BTVI. I decided to stick with it and follow through. And I can speak on it because I attended the other, we won't call names. So with that, I would say the atmosphere was better, as in not many distractions. Well, they say you have to be a strong-minded person anyway you go, but it wasn't like that much distractions. It was like easy going, flow, lunchtime, class. Your person's motivating you. Hey, let's go to class. Not really pulling you out. Or hey, it's the cool kids today. Let's not go to class. And then it's so small and like I say, private-y that lecturers will motivate you. Hey, why are you in class? Come on, let's go. What you doing? We don't slap up here at BTVI. So that's what I like about it. That was pretty cool. And I feel like they build a family vibe, like events. You have like persons come to the events. Some students like, I tired of this. I ain't going to school. I didn't just come from class. But like you have people come be lit, you're vibing. So I like that. They make sure you're informed.
Wonderful. And I'm sure it didn't hurt the fact that we have the best instructors, especially in the media technology program. I'm sure that didn't hurt at all.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay. Someone's asking, how did you get into modeling?
I always wanted to model. Like I say this in my every interview, so it sounds like I keep repeating it, but I used to watch Tyra Banks from the age, I don't know, every morning and night. I felt like I was Tyra Banks. My mom used to have me in the hallway practicing, hey, Donna, you do catwalk. You don't flip your foot high like that. Do this, do that. So we'd always play, that in the house, and I would always want to do it, but she'd say, wait till I get 18. So I did that, did it on my own. But I would always be the poppy show, that's what you call it, at family events. Hey, do this, girl, do that. So I was always in entertainment from back then.
Tell us about your goals.
So for me, I would say I'm living in my goals now as I go on in the future. Like everything I went through in life was a level to get where I'm at. So the on-air personality, I do see myself doing it in the long run. Going along with my events, my promotional company, 8 Point Promotions, and what's not. And for that, I would like to be a public speaker, motivational speaker, go around, travel too. So that's why in my spare time, I do feel like I'm training myself with the motivational videos I watch and what's not. So I think I'm living in my dream. I'm growing in it and I'm going through it.
I must say that you're an extremely confident young lady, and of course, someone of whom we are really, really, really proud. So I give you an opportunity now to give a humble brag. What do you want us to know about you? Tell us that one thing or that couple of things of which you are extremely proud, and you get a chance to be petty. So for those who may think she thinks too highly of herself, tell us some more so that we know something else about you.
something that I would like me.
Humble brag. Come on now, humble brag. Tell us how great you are then. Tell us how great you are.
I'm I don't want to say, okay, humble brag, humble brag. I don't know. I'm not that type to really brag. I'm just really humble in a way, you know. I just like to be on top, to be honest. Okay, I'm competitive. I have to be on top. I cry. I used to cry as a little girl if I didn't come first. If I didn't win, like, okay, you hate me, continue fueling me up. Like, for me, I go above and beyond. I didn't come from a silver spoon, so everything I do, I will brag about. I will boast about. I will go there and stun. I will say I'm ACE. You don't like me? Okay, let me do some little bit more of that, but you don't like. You understand? So for me, that's me. When the time for me to go from 0 to 100, that's what I could brag about. I could brag about me being a hustler. I could brag about me being a go-getter. I could brag about me just trying to help others. That's hold on. That's what I need to brag about me, not hating on other people, about me always wanting to see you shine. I always thought people, what you like to do? Not what you like that. I what you talented in. This what you need to do with your life. I don't even know you. Goodbye. Enjoy your day. That's what I like to brag about. I like to actually help people. That's me. Your vision, your talent. And in the future, one of my other goals is to actually develop an organization to help other talented young individuals see their goals and to keep following it, to follow their dreams. You know, sometimes we need a push, and whoever the push might be, just keep pushing. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wonderful. Someone's asking, what advice would you give an individual that is interested in modeling?
Okay, with modeling, not all depends on what type of model you want to be. First of all, you need to research the industry you would want to be in. Because once you gain knowledge in an area of anything, that's where your first knowledge of confidence comes from. So with that, do that. And then hit me up. They have my information. Hit me up.
Wonderful. Sharona Woodside Bar says, you are an awesome, sassy host. Loving this energy and the positive vibes. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. All right, wonderful. And then Alexia Coakley says, pay it forward. Pay it forward.
That's
Helping
number one.
others. Yep. And Edith says, helping others is the key. Wow, this has been really, really. So give anyone else who has one final question, any final question before we move on?
Uno más. No hablo español, English.
So you speak Spanish too?
No, hablo poquito español.
Little. All right, so thank you. Oh man, this is, all right. Someone's asking, what advice would you give as a young student like me who wants to do BTVI and high school? So there's a young student who may wish to do BTVI and high school. But what do you say about that?
Question. BTVI and high school? Okay, do it. I mean, it's me. That's something new to my hands. Let's do it. Let's make history. Maybe you could be the next one giving a speech about BTVI in high school. Once it's possible, eh?
And just do it, eh?
Nike.
Wonderful. All right. So we're going to move right along. And it now gives me great pleasure to call on, who am I calling on next? Kadrin Carey.
Good evening. I am speechless, Ms. Pinder. You are phenomenal, a well-rounded lady, and we are proud to claim you as our own. In the words of Langston Hughes, we know that she, in the dark, found light, brighter than many ever see. She, within herself, found loveliness through the soul's own mystery. And now the world receives her dowry, the message of her strength and inner power. Ms. Pinder, we will continue to watch and cheer you as you continue to make us, BTVI, proud. Thank you once again for sharing your incredible story. Now for our BTVI alumni updates. Our annual BTVI Distinguished Alumni Award Ceremony is planned for later this year. The nomination process has begun. Please visit our website at www.btvi.edu.bs and download your forms today. Nominate your deserving alum and forward the nominations via email to alumni@btvi.edu.bs. The nomination deadline is August 31st. On Thursday, August 4th, at 7 p.m., there will be a virtual Alumni Association meeting, and the topic will be how to build a vibrant alumni association. And additional information will be forthcoming. Our speaker will be Sherelle Cartwright, who is the president of the St. Augustine's College Alumni Association. Do you have any carpentry skills? Do you paint? Are you interested in our Christmas program to bring Christmas joy to the residents of the Sandlands Rehabilitation Center? If so, we need to hear from you. Please email us at alumni@btvi.edu.bs, and we will love to hear from you. You can say, count me in. We're calling to action. All alumni, BTVI alumni, BTVI alumni. We want to hear from you. Why? Because we are having a Love BTVI Day. We're calling for you. Please monitor the website and your email for further information. Finally, we have BTVI alumni branded items, and they're all available for sale. You can arrange your pickup and call Miss Laurie Tucker at 502-6321 or email us at alumni@btvi.edu.bs. These have been your alumni updates. And now I turn the session back off to AVP Thompson. Good night, everybody.
Good night, and thank you so much. Now, we had some winners. So, for the winner of the first question, well, we got two. It was a tie. So, Laurie Tucker and Titania Miller. Titania is the president of the Grand Bahama Alumni Chapter. So, congratulations, Laurie and Titania. You know what to do. Contact us here at the office, alumni@btvi.edu.bs. And of course, Laurie works in the office. So now, because she worked in the office, we disqualified her for the other questions. So the next question, the winners are, there were two, Sharona and Rosalie Pinder. Please contact us, alumni@btvi.edu.bs, so that you can get your prize. And the third question, Jessica Storr was the winner. So Jessica, you know what to do. Now, before we go, I got two more questions, man. I love this. I love giving away things. Love. So I'm going to look at the chat. And the first question is, Mr. Moncur normally has a co-host in studio. You will get a prize if you can tell me the studio name as well as the government name of that co-host. So I want the studio name as well as his government name, if you buy. I see someone say SA. I know what SA stands for. All right. She says spiritual advisor. Okay, well, there's another part. Spiritual advisor has a government name. So anybody want to jump in and win this prize? See, you don't have the name spiritual advisor. So if you get the government name, then you just win, man. So no, it's not. It is not the Honorable Minister of National Security. No, that's not the name of spiritual advisor. You're trying to get people in jail right now. Anyone wants to give it a shot? Okay, well, let me ask the other question while you try to get that one right. I have a prize for the person who can give me 3 facts about Rodney Moncur. 3 facts about Alexandria's boss. Wes feels so proud. I never knew who Madam Producer was, but guess what? Now, every time you hear Mr. Moncur shout out for Madam Producer, I don't care where you are, say, I know who that is. That's Alexandria Pinder, an alumna of BTVI. So I ain't see no answer coming and ain't nobody have no facts. Y'all just watch Freedom March all the time. And you ain't get no facts? Okay, someone said he is 65 years old. Alexandria, I'm looking at you. Is that true? Okay, Alexandria said.
I think so. You know, you don't ask people the age, but yeah, sounds correct. We give them that.
Man. Y'all dropping it 1-1. Listen, I say, give me 3 facts. Sharona Woodside giving me 1 fact.
He was a senator.
He was a senator. Oh,
He's
Jessica.
married. He was a senator, and he liked bread. Oh man, you saw that video was viral. Yeah, I recorded it that day.
Yeah. All right. So Alexandria, who win? Who wins so far? Anyone win?
The one who say he like bread.
Okay. All right. So so he married, he's a senator, and he liked bread. Okay, so that sound, let me see who that was. All right, you know who you are. We will get your prize to you. Shoot us a note at alumni at BTVI, and we will get your prize. I think that was
He's the only one that walks around saying this is powerful. Breakfast at McDonald's. Yeah, you have breakfast. You have a breakfast club, by the way.
Yeah, there's a breakfast club. All right, but I think Sharona got it. Okay,
yeah,
very
Sharona.
good. So I mean, what you remember what the sign, hand sign?
I need everyone. Hold on, I need everyone. Put your right hand up. All right, this is powerful. All the women them.
All the women them. I still did not get the proper name for his co-host.
Oh yeah, see. Yeah.
Nobody know the proper name for the co-host.
See, right on the picture when he used to be at the studio.
I mean, right on the picture. All right. Anyway, so nobody got that question. So Alexandria, before
can I get that?
No, but you could tell them the name.
Bradley Bro.
Yeah, I see Kimberlina just put it in. Okay, Kimberlina, you came.
But she got it then.
Yeah, Kimberlina, you came in on the tail end, so we'll give you a prize. All right. So thank you so much again. Once again, this brings us to the end of this month's speaker series. We look forward to seeing you again next month when we have another exciting speaker. So until then, see you soon.